Hey, good morning. Melissa here from GirlGoneFishing. I'm out at Cowan Lake for the Cincinnati Kayak Fishing Cowan Lake tournament. So this is one of our regular trail schedule tournaments, and because I didn't do well in the first two tournaments on this trail, meaning got zero fish, so I got zero angler of the year points, so it is very, very crucial that I get at least one fish for some points, because if you don't get any fish, you don't get any points at all. So I've got to get a fish to get some points, and then I would really like to do well. I have not had any success on this lake in the last two times I've been here, which is kind of frustrating because I kind of taught myself how to kayak fish on this lake. I used to paddle around here in my little sit-in kayak and like do the online tournaments, and I thought I was like really good. You know, I always get a fish here and there, and I thought that was awesome, but it turns out I'm not, and it wasn't. I mean, it was at the time, but I decided I was going to start back in the little feeder creek here by the campground. So see that? That is like a big lotus pad. It's lotus pads because they're the big ones. So it's a big lotus pad field with a little feeder creek that goes through it. You can kind of hear them like along the edge here. They're definitely not back in it yet. This is really interesting. So this is where I would expect them to be, like pulled out along the edge in the low light, and then once the sun comes up, pulled back there under the shade. The wait for lines in is really hard sometimes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to wait. I hope I get a fish right away. Okay, I'm going off the grid here. They used to cut paths through all these lotus pads, but they're not doing it anymore, I guess. They didn't do it this year. But I know where the river channel is, the little creek channel. So I pulled my drive, my pedals, and I pulled my rudder. And so now my Hobie Lynx has like no kayak in the water, basically. I'm super shallow. So I'm gonna try to paddle my way back there and see if I can get into the actual river channel, which I know is clear. And that would be really awesome because those fish probably haven't been harassed since it's a pain in the butt to get back there. Let me see if I can make it happen. It's gonna be a lot of work. I hope it pays off. Well, I am currently questioning my decisions because I am totally trapped in the middle of this field and I don't see that I'm getting anywhere. But I really want to stick to my plan. I just don't know if I can get there. And then I have to get back from there. And oh my gosh, if there's no fish back there, it's going to be so frustrating. But if there are fish back there, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to keep trying for a little bit more, and then I got to bail on this and try to go catch some fish. Yes, I am stalling because I'm tired. I'm taking a break. So I was trying to paddle to there, but I've changed my mind and I'm paddling to there, and I'm going to see if it's open along the shoreline. And even if it's not, maybe I can fish some wood or something along there. And then, I don't know. Well, I've gotten to the inside shore of this lily pad field, and there's like 2 feet of super muddy water between the choked out lotus pads and the ground, you know, the shoreline. So I guess that's what I'm fishing here right now. I'm gonna try to pick apart this little tiny band of water. The creek's that way. It's too much. What time is it? I've been trying this for 45 minutes and I just got to where I can fish. So it's gonna take me that long to get back out, and then I gotta go find some fish. So I can't be messing around with this. Time for the first adjustment. Bail on my plan. Bail on my plan, my whole plan. Everything's rigged up for this plan. Well, this is what I get for not pre-fishing. So on the weekends that I could have fished here, I prioritized other tournaments and I fished those lakes. And now I end up here with a totally like shot to heck plan. But I can pivot and I can find fish. So let's get this done. So I would usually throw a Senko when I'm fishing a worm weightless because I like the Senko fall. It's supposed to be like all shimmy, perfect. And I usually do some variation on green pumpkin black flake, green pumpkin purple flake, you know, all kinds of flake, no flake, doesn't matter. I like green pumpkin. But this water is really muddy right now. We had big storms last night. It's all churned up. So I switched to General from Berkeley, which has that max scent because I believe they can smell it. And I went to black, so because I had them and I never use them. So my theory is that it might not have as sexy of a fall, but it's got a better smell, and in this kind of water and as shallow as I am, the fall might not be as important. So I'm kind of trying to skip it under there. One of the only things I occasionally can skip is a weightless Senko. So I'm trying to skip it up like real close. I found a bunch of cool grass and wood, just no fish. I'm trying to think about what I heard, that when the water's muddy, the fish are going to get really close to something, you know, because they can't see really well, so they kind of like scoot their little back up to the tree or something so that they have safety and then they can look out. So I have to make accurate casts way back to the cover. I really regret this decision. Maybe instead of trying to figure out how to fish muddy water, I should be out there looking for less muddy water. I'll tell you, I've had a really quick mind shift from feeling super positive about maybe even doing really well in the tournament to, oh my gosh, I need to frantically scramble and just get one fish so I know I at least have one angler of the year point towards my total. I'm starting to get worried. This has been one bad decision after another, but plenty of time to adjust and right the ship and fix it. Okay, well, frustrating. I actually did end up getting hit on my weightless Senko, but like a giant fish came up and went, snap. Of course, my 10-pound fluorocarbon is going to snap in a lily pad field like stupid Melissa. The weightless Senko got a hit, but I don't know. I have to get a fish. If I don't get a fish, I get 0 angler of the year points. So I'm going to boogie on out to the main lake, see if I can just scare up like one fish, and if I do, I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna catch some giant fish because that one that hit my Senko was huge. So I know they're in here, I can hear them in here. This mat's alive, it's going, so I just can't spend the entire day back here. I don't have the luxury because I have to catch a fish, at least one fish. This is really hard to believe, but this little 8¼ inch bass counts in Cincinnati Kayak Fishing. This little guy is 8¼ inches, and he means I get to submit a bass, which means I'm qualified for Angler of the Year points for this tournament. Thank goodness. Now I can relax, and maybe I want to go back there and see if I can go back to punching. I don't know, but thank you so much, little buddy. Oh, I'm so happy with him. Fish number 2, 14½. I really thought I got a hookset. Okay. Fish number 3, 10 1/4. So the day didn't go exactly as I had planned and hoped. I really was going to go back and fish that creek up there, but I couldn't get to it because there was no path cut in the lily pads. And I thought at least the creek channel would be open, but it isn't. So I wasted about 2 hours trying to go back there, fish the bank on the backside of the lily pads, got nothing, and then wasted another 45 minutes trying to get out of that mess. And then I accidentally got stuck back there again because I threw a weightless Senko into the lily pads and a ginormous bass hit it. But my problem was it was on a spinning rod on 10-pound fluorocarbon. So y'all know what happened when that bass hit it. Instant snap. But then I was like, oh, this is where the bass are. And so then I wasted like another hour trying to figure out how to catch them, and I couldn't. So then in panic, because I had to catch a fish to get Angler of the Year points, I went out onto the lake and threw a weightless Senko around grass. So one of the patterns, like my emergency backup pattern here, is either Senko to wood or Senko to grass. I prefer the days when I can catch fish on topwater, chatterbait, or crankbait here, but this was not one of those days for me. And at least I got 3. That's all I can say. I didn't get my limit, and some of my fish were ridiculously small, but I got a fish, so that means at least I get 1 Angler of the Year point, and I'm still mathematically in the race to get in the Classic. You have to have 400 points to get in the Tournament of Champions with Cincinnati Kayak Fishing, and I'm running out of tournaments to accumulate those points. So thank goodness I got a couple today. I have to say a huge thank you to Strictly Sailing Kayak for always being such great supporters of our trail, of our kayak angling community, and thank you for introducing me to my links, because I just don't think I'd be this in love with this sport if I didn't have my links. So if you want the most amazing, agile, comfortable, lightweight kayak, I love my links. I say it all the time. I love my Hobie links. So thank you, Strictly Sailing Kayak, and thank you guys for watching. I don't know, I finished about middle of the field, but I'm going to keep working on it, and I hope you guys stick with me. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the water on the next one.